Hello, I'm Rico. Welcome to Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guests and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive difference in the world. Now, in today's show, we have three great segments for you. And our trusted expert guests are going to give you at least three action steps that you can easily begin to incorporate into your lifestyle. And so you'll be able to help solve the particular wellness challenge that they are addressing. So be sure and watch the whole show because you'll also learn how you can access their gifts that they are offering to you as well. So the title of today's episode, or number one, is how to remove obstacles to mental clarity and maximum physical energy. And number two is how to grow your own superfood in just 5 days. And number three is all about impact health sharing. It's the new solution to our health insurance crisis. So these are all going to be really valuable shows. So let's get rolling. Here we go with the first one. Hello and welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging. And in this episode, it's entitled How to Remove Obstacles to Mental Clarity and Physical Energy. And our expert guest is Dr. Jonathan Glass. He's a naturopathic doctor, and he offers a unique blend of ancient wisdom and modern science to guide you on your wellness journey. So, Dr. Jonathan Glass, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Happy to be
Yeah,
here.
it's my pleasure. And you've been on before, so I'm really looking forward. I know you always have some great information to offer people. And so, uh, well, let's just get right into it. So, my first question is, why is lack of mental clarity such a big issue for so many people, and then talk about what are some of the main obstacles for achieving mental clarity.
Okay. Yeah, so mental clarity is a multifactorial issue. A lot of it comes down to stress and toxicity, because with a lot of stress, a lot of us are sort of on 24 hours a day. Our sleep isn't so good. We're, connected to the wireless system constantly. Maybe we're eating too much sugar and foods. So we're constantly in adrenal mode, which then stimulates cortisol. And cortisol is often very high at night for people that don't sleep well. And it basically cortisol numbs tissue. So it also has a negative impact on the brain. And then you add, bad fats, bad diet, like I said, stress. It just really contributes to that significantly.
Alcohol, drugs,
Alcohol, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, medical prescription drugs, all these things. Yeah.
Yes, prescription drugs, very much so. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And so, have I got this right? So what we're talking about today is it's imperative to really achieve mental clarity if you're going to achieve physical energy, which leads
Right.
to being able to be successful in all aspects of your life.
Right. It's true. Yeah, so they really go together. When the mind is clear, the body's more happy to work. And of course, when you're exercising, that helps with mental clarity. I mean, there's so many studies now about just squeezing your muscles sends all kinds of healthy neurotransmitters in the brain that helps with mental clarity. But it's a vicious cycle. If the mind's not clear, it's hard to get going sometimes. And that's why I really emphasize resetting a couple times a year so that people can get back on track with their diet, with their lifestyle. Minimizing overuse of the phone is probably one of the biggest addictions on the planet right now.
Yeah.
And, this is having a huge impact on people.
Yeah. So we've kind of already mentioned it a little bit, but let's get real clear. What would you say are maybe the three main obstacles that people are dealing with today that are keeping them from mental clarity?
Yeah. Well, gosh, there's so many, but I will say I'll start with, the technology. A lot of things in our life we learn to regulate, but this is one of the most difficult things to regulate for people. It has blue light. There's so many different factors to it. We get the dopamine hit every time someone texts you or any kind of message. So it's really important. Now we're at a point where we need to learn how to regulate the use of our technology. Otherwise, it overcomes us, has a very negative impact on the brain. It shuts down melatonin synthesis in the brain, impacts hormones, puts us in a constant, seeking of dopamine and cortisol high. So that's one. Toxins, junk food, too much sugar, modern wheat, and pharmaceutical medications, including some of the shots that people get. And even, sometimes people get a virus and they don't fully recover from it. And that can also impact mental clarity. So we really have to, Ayurveda says the cause of all disease ultimately is toxin. And, that can be physical, mental, emotional, heavy metal, pharmaceuticals, so many chemicals. We have to minimize that and reset ourselves once or twice a year in order to help get back on track.
Yeah, there's so many things going on today. We live in such
Exactly.
a society of just total distractions and
Yep.
and a really unhealthy environment. It's really hard to navigate. I just want to add, you mentioned Ayurveda, but also in Chinese medicine, the main premise of Chinese medicine is either lack or block of energy in our body.
Exactly.
It's what causes all the problems, right?
Exactly.
So I guess my next question is, how can we begin to easily navigate all these things that we have to deal with? So kind of, how can you, let's just break it down just a little bit of some of the things that you found that have been really beneficial to start to some of the things you mentioned. How
Sure.
can people begin to detox their mind and their body and begin to get back on track?
Right. So the first thing is to regulate sleep. And that means trying to get Ayurveda says sleep before midnight is the best sleep. How many of us these days are staying up till 12, 1 at night, getting up at 6 in the morning, 7, not getting enough sleep? That's a big thing. Adding some kind of regular practice, a breathing practice and an exercise practice. For me, it's about getting back into some kind of healthy regularity. In Ayurveda, it says like increases like. So when we do something good, it attracts other good things into our life, physical, mental, emotional. So having more regularity, getting up and being committed to doing some exercise or yoga or meditation, whatever it may be, inserting these really regular healthy patterns back into our life, because right now so many people are dysregulated. And with the amount of stress in the world, people get caught up in that and they forget to take care of themselves. Also regulating the diet, removing the stressors, the excess wheat, dairy, sugar, alcohol, these things from our life is really important. And so this is, again, why we emphasize resetting a couple times a year.
Yeah, it's well known now, that our bodies and our minds function better when we do on certain things, as you mentioned, on a regular basis. We go to
Yes.
sleep at the same time. We can eat at the right time. We exercise and all this thing.
Right.
The body functions well. When we're all haphazard, it affects our whole body chemistry and our
Exactly.
mental functioning, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right. And we're disconnected from the cycles of light more than ever before.
Yeah.
And, I think we don't really, we're not so tuned into that because it's become what they say, the new normal. But we are creatures of light. We're used to the rising and the setting of the sun and the moon cycles. And we've become very disconnected from that. We barely touch the earth with our feet. These are all basic things. They seem so common sense, but we don't do them, or many people don't do them unless we're encouraged to do them, unless we experience the benefits of them. But once we begin to add some of these things in, it can be crazy simple, but crazy powerful as well, crazy effective.
Yeah, I like how you said it's simple. Aren't the basic truths of how the whole universe works and how our bodies work? It's really basic, simple stuff.
It's basic, simple.
We try to overcomplicate things very much. So
Exactly.
Well, I know you have a really good program that's going to help people to remove these obstacles to mental clarity and physical energy. I know you're offering a cleansing program in November. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I have a program called the Total Life Cleanse, and it's an 8-day program and a 28-day program. In November, and it'll be on my website. It's on my website. It's an 8-day program, and we have 5 Zoom calls. I send you some products to help make a nice smoothie, some liver support, some intestinal support, not heavy duty, but it's based on the principles of naturopathy and Ayurveda and Chinese medicine. So there's a lot of emphasis on diet, lifestyle practices, resetting our sleep patterns, resetting our exercise patterns, our meditation, our yoga patterns, getting into all of that. It's based on the ancient wisdom principles, which apply now, and we need them more now than ever, I would say, to have these
Yeah.
basic things. People love it. They feel recentered, refocused, reconnected to themselves, and it's really, really important. And we get to, do some detoxing and remove the the foods that are common offenders in our life that are causing a lot of havoc in the body.
And this is all will be online. It'll be virtual, right?
Yes, it'll be virtual. Yep.
Okay.
So
And
anybody can do it.
we'll definitely put that information in the show notes how you can get involved with that and sign up for that.
Great.
I know you have a free ebook for our audience.
Yes.
It's called How to Eat Clean and Cut the Junk
Yep.
and Reclaim Your Energy, right?
Right. Yeah. So it tells you about the common food sensitivities and the reason for why there are food sensitivity. For example, wheat is a good food, but modern wheat is a big problem, especially wheat in America. So it explains that, the logic behind it, and also gives some really good alternatives.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so boy, time goes by fast. We just got a couple of minutes to go.
Okay.
So give our audience 3 things that they could just start right now today, even before they get to sign up for your cleanse. What should they do to try and get themselves back on track?
Okay. The first one, there's so many first things you could do. Many, 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 many people are sensitive to wheat. 7 out of 10 people have a sensitive to wheat. They don't even know it, and it's affecting them neurologically and mentally. This is modern wheat, not ancient wheat.
Mm-hmm.
I would say do an experiment, cut wheat for a week. The next thing I would say is if you're a meditator and you don't do it very often, I would say integrate it back into your life. Just pick a time. Start with 5 minutes. Don't try to do an hour like you used to when you were a hippie and a teenager or whatever. Do 5 minutes twice a day and build up to like 20 minutes twice a day. And it's amazing how helpful that will really be. Increase your water intake. And, if you have congestion issues or mental clarity issues, I would minimize how much dairy and cheese that you're eating. So those are a couple things to think about.
Yeah. And I think it comes down to just taking the time to slow down a little bit in this rush
Totally.
lifestyle that we have and realize that maybe we're a little bit out of balance and we're not really on track.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
slow down and realize there's some simple things you can do. And I highly encourage you to check out all these different things that Dr. Glass has to offer you and to sign up for his cleanse. It's going to be amazing for you. It's going to make a huge difference for you. So I really appreciate what you have to offer. You're offering some things that can really transform people's lives. So
Thank you.
thank you for what you do, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rico, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and to our audience, I always like to end our shows with, we offer you a lot of good knowledge and wisdom, but as Einstein says, knowledge without action is useless. So you got to step up and take action. So
Absolutely.
thank you, Dr. Glass, and thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Hello, welcome to this edition of Fearless Aging. And the title of today's episode is Grow Your Own Superfood in Just 5 Days. That's pretty exciting. And so our expert guest, his name is Doug Evans. He's the author of the Sprout book. He's the creator of the Sprouting Company, which is all about how to make it easy for anyone to grow the most nutritious food on the planet right on their kitchen counter. So Doug Evans, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm excited to be here. So much to talk about today.
Yeah. Well, let's begin with just real briefly on your story, because I know you say that sprouting quite literally changed your life. Talk just a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a whole notion that we have to eat food, right? And so a lot of people are eating food that's cooked, that's processed, that's refined, that's from the grocery store, that who knows how old it is. And I like fresh food.
Yeah.
And so for 26 years, I've been eating fresh, ripe, raw fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, seaweeds, and sprouts. And I always thought of sprouts as intrinsically valuable, but they were always a garnish or a side dish or a snack.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only in light of extreme circumstances where I found myself in an environmental desert with no other food. And the option for me for survival was sprouts. So sprouts became my survival food. And in 1 cubic foot with 6 jars, I was growing thousands of calories a day, and I was living on sprouts.
Wow.
And I thought that maybe like I was missing something, like it was incomplete or I'd become deficient. So I reached out to Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Joel Furman, Dr. Joel Kahn, Dr. Josh Axe. And turns out all of these medical doctors, whether they were keto, functional medicine, or plant-based, they all loved sprouts. And when I started to do my own independent research, I concluded that, oh my God, sprouts are the most nutritious food on the planet. And that to me, sprouts were vegetables. They weren't just a garnish or a side dish anymore. They were vegetables that were bioavailable, enzymatically active, and nutritionally superior to the other foods. So therefore, like, why wouldn't everyone eat them? And the fact that you could grow the sprouts without soil, without sunshine, without fertilizer, and you could grow them in days was a miracle. Rico, it was a miracle.
Yeah.
So I just decided to go all in on the sprouts.
Okay. Well, before we talk about what are all the nutrients and all the nutrients that you can get out of sprout, I want to give you a testimony because you sent me your sprouting. What do you call it? Your sprouter, I guess it calls it.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it now for about 3 weeks, and it's really simple. It's easy to do. All you need to do is, rinse them out and put the water in there. And within 5 days, you get a whole massive amount of sprouts. It works so good. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. It works. It's really good.
Well, you are worthy, Rico.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so talk about what are all the nutrients that you can get from sprouts. Can you also get some protein out of sprouts?
As a matter of fact, every single sprout contains every essential amino acid,
Wow.
including lysine, to form complete proteins.
Wow.
So the fact is, sprouts are complete foods. You get the calories, you get the soluble and insoluble fiber, you actually get protein along with phytochemicals, which are the antioxidants, the chlorophyll, the carotenoids, the anthocyanidins. These exist, and the other compounds that are super powerful, like the glucosinolates and the glucoraphanin, which is the precursor to sulforaphane. These all exist in the sprouts.
Well, let me ask you. Well, let's take, for instance, broccoli, say sprouts. So would you say that, I mean, broccoli has a certain amount of nutrients and a certain amount of value, but doesn't have everything you need. But it actually, in the seed, it actually has more nutrients and say protein than the actual vegetable that it would actually become.
Well, what happens is there is a biological process that occurs where the seed is a complete living organism in a dormant state.
Mm-hmm.
And when you sprout the seed, it grows into a vegetable. And the process of taking that seed and adding the water to stimulate the germination process is activating all of this biochemistry within the endosperm and the embryo, and it's triggering the birth of meristematic stem cells. So there are certain compounds that have a finite amount in every seed.
Mm-hmm.
And when the seed is growing, like the glucoraphanin composition within a broccoli seed is from 3 to say 13%. When the seed grows into a sprout or a microgreen or a mature head of broccoli, the amount of glucoraphanin is actually getting diluted. That the highest concentration is in the seed, but the seed itself has protective mechanisms. It has a hard testa, the seed coat. It has lectins. It has phytic acid. It has enzyme inhibitors. But in the course of sprouting, the metabolic process reduces those. And by day 3, you have a very, very active vegetable that's super nutritious.
Yeah, and you also, I mean, there's still some seeds that are in with the sprout, so you're actually eating some of the seeds as well, right?
Well, the hulls, which is just insoluble fiber.
Okay, so you're getting the fiber as well. But tell me, but it's kind of hard to see how you're getting many calories out of the sprouts. So how do you get enough calories?
Well, look, 1 cup of, say, broccoli sprouts is only, say, 100 or 120 calories. But a cup of lentils, garbanzo beans, mung beans, green peas is 200 or 220 calories.
Yeah.
So when you start to consume cups of those, you're getting the calories, but you're also getting a lot of water, you're getting a lot of fiber, and you're filling up. So what I would say is, and you look like you're in good shape, right? Sprouts are the number 1 food for weight optimization, weight management, right? Because they're high fiber, high nutrient, low calorie, low fat. And no one's overeating sprouts.
Yeah.
So, right? No one's overeating. But if you were to add an avocado to your sprouts, you're increasing the caloric density, considerably. If you were to add tahini dressing, right? There's hundreds of calories in 1 tablespoon of tahini dressing.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of optimizing your nutrition towards, your dietary requirements.
Yeah. In fact, that's what I've been doing. You can actually make a whole salad out of just the sprouts, but adding some oil and vinegar or some kind of a healthy salad dressing in it. It makes it taste really good. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. I turn it into a salad and maybe add a couple other things as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. So I see what you're saying now. So you can get calories, you can get protein, you get everything you need out of it. So yeah, it's a great food. So we need to let people really know that they really need to add this to their diet. And again, well, when they go to your website, we're going to give them all that information, the links in the chat. I know you're giving people a 10% discount when they order their first unit and their first packet of seeds. And so, again, it's really easy to do. So I guess my other question is, are you coming up with more varieties of different seeds or different ones?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole thing is, it's very easy to be distracted, Rico, right? And what I want to do is stay focused. And so many more, like what we're covering with the sprouting company, we have alfalfa, radish, clover, broccoli, lentils, green peas, mung beans. We have a salad mix and a protein mix. That is enough to get someone started, right? Yeah. So what happens is there's the paradox of choice. If you give people too many choices, they get stuck. So we're keeping it very basic. I thought about originally just offering the high glucoraphanin broccoli salad mix, because I think that that's a winner recipe. Everyone should be having it and everyone would be well served in it.
Yeah, it tastes really good too. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, can you sprout fruit seeds or not? Can fruits be sprouted?
You can, but there's not like watermelon seeds, can be sprouted. Pumpkin seeds are a fruit, right? A pumpkin is a squash, is a fruit. So you can sprout those. It all depends on like, which ones. But I would say in general, like if you get a lemon seed, it's really not designed for that level for the bioavailability. So you're better off sticking to the recommended vegetable seeds that we're selling.
Okay. Well, that's such great information. I really appreciate you being here, and we definitely going to get people to. Well, also, you have a sprouting app on your website, right?
Yeah, free app. We have a free app that I made. Whether you buy anything from us or not, I wanted to make it easier for people to know how to sprout. And and so the app does push notifications. It helps you size. It gives you the stages. It's really, very powerful.
And they can also get a copy of your book, the Sprout book. You sent me a copy of that too. Really, a lot of great information in that. So I highly recommend you go to the thesproutingcompany.com and check it out. I highly recommend it. You're going to be really happy. You're going to really improve your nutrition and your overall health and your well-being. So, Doug, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for the great work that you're doing.
Hey, my pleasure. Rico, I'm going to be 60 years old on my next birthday, and
Wow.
I feel like, we talk about like longevity and feeling good, and I attribute it to the Sprout energy. So let's grow.
Let's grow and superfood in just 5 days. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. All right, we're back. I have a short message for you, and then we're gonna get into the. It's going to be like about a 25-minute pre-recording of all about impact health sharing, how you can save so much money and get better coverage, health, and help to solve our health insurance crisis.
Right. Do you wake up feeling exhausted, stiff, and sore? Do you feel like no matter how hard you try, those extra pounds won't budge, and the energy and vitality you once had are slipping further away? If this sounds like you, don't give up. Feeling tired and immobile isn't your destiny. It's not too late to take back your energy, your youthful shape, and feel great in your body again. Meet Rico Caveglia, America's healthy aging trainer, creator of the Aging Living Lifestyle and the Vitality for Life Wellness Program. At age 83, Rico has the moves and vitality of someone half his age and has a fitness age of just 35. For over 40 years, Rico has helped hundreds of people just like you regain their energy and vitality. That's agelessliving.lifestyle.com/coaching to learn more and book your free call with Rico to see if you or your parents are a good fit for this transformational program.
Hello, I'm Rico Caveglia, and this is my co-host, John Jew. Say hello, John.
Hello, Rico. Hello, everybody.
Well, welcome to this edition of the American Wellness Revolution Show, where it's all about transforming America's health crisis. So thanks for being here and supporting this critical cause. So John and I have teamed up to first let you know, make sure you're aware of the crisis that we're having and how it happened and what you can do about it. And it's not only a crisis for our health, but we really have a crisis in our health insurance as well, which is really sick care insurance. So this is going to make a really big impact on your life. So today's show, John's going to tell you about this exciting new way that not only can you save a lot of money on your health insurance, but how you can get involved and bring a lot more wellness and prevention into your life as well. So in previous shows, we talked about exactly, why we're having this problem, both as our chronic illnesses and also how the health insurers are all about how much money they can make, not about your health. And so these are two critical issues that we're addressing, and we got some great solutions for you. So John, let's get right into it. I know you got some new information, excited. I know you're excited about this, how this is going to make a huge transformation in people's lives. So let's just start again. Just to start with the problem of poor health and the financial instability that it's creating.
Yes. Thank you, Rico. We're talking about a $4 trillion cost that we are up against here. Sacramento, and that's where I'm from. You're from San Diego. I think this can work in every community because everybody is experiencing what we're going through. Sacramento mirrors the nation's health and financial struggles, skyrocketing premiums, declining wellness, and over-reliance on profit-driven systems. This dependency has created what we call a new word, insurism. Insurism. It's a mindset where people give up responsibility for their health to external entities that profit from sickness. Insurism. Remember that word. The result, what happens here is a community weighed down by chronic illness, debt, and loss of hope.
Yeah, really well said. I just want to add, what the sad thing is, people have just bought into this, that's just the way it is, and that's the only thing they can do. So if you buy into, just like we talk about, if you buy into that you're going to get old and sick and die too young, that's what you're going to create. So again, if you just buy into this, that you have to get this expensive health insurance and that you probably are going to get sick and need all these drugs and surgeries and all these things, then you're stuck. That's what you're going to create. But there's a new way to break out of that. So yeah, go ahead, John. I just wanted to add that.
What you're saying, Rico, is so true, is that way of doing things is so normalized for our society, is that we're just going to, as we age, we're just going to get sicker. We're going to get unhealthier. We're going to be on more medications. And people think that is normal. That's what happens when you age. And that doesn't have to be. And unfortunately, I would say, and you know numbers better than I, Rico, that's probably 90+% of our population, especially as we age, they think that way. And it doesn't have to be that way. So yeah, we do have a solution. We do have a solution. And it's something that is new to the marketplace, but not really. It's been around for 40 years. Is our health insurance is really not doing the job for us because it's a profit model. What we have is a nonprofit model, and it's sharing the communities. The problems of our health can be shared by the community rather than the health insurance companies and the people who are paying for our health care, our inflated health care that is just so profit motivated. And Impact Health Sharing is the nonprofit that we are really closely associated with, and its time is right now. And the reason why I say that is because of technology. What we can, because we're nonprofit, we do is we don't have to do all the marketing that costs millions and millions of dollars to all of our healthcare industry people. We don't have to do the profit sharing with our shareholders. We don't have to pay our administrative fees and all the billing that's going on. We don't have to do any of that because technology will take its place. And when you take the profit model the profit that is being in the trillions of dollars out of the equation, then all that money gets returned to the people. And what it does is it means lower premiums. In fact, I'm going to compare, even though we're not health insurance, what we are is health sharing. It's the community rather than the corporations is who's sharing in all these things that are going on, and that also includes wellness. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's really a good model.
Also, I just want to ask too, and share again, we want people to understand that we don't really have a healthcare system. We have a sick care system. They're not trying to make you healthy. They're or keep you healthy. They're trying. Our system is set up so you get sick, so they can make a big profit. So we really have a sick care system that tries to do something for you. Although most of their methods are not only non-effective, but they can be downright dangerous, and just the astronomical cost. So that's why we have to change this whole mindset. We have to change this whole system. And as you've been saying, as you're going to get into it more, Impact Health is not only about saving you money, but also helping to understand that we can shift from a sick care system to a healthcare system where we can learn to prevent a lot of these illnesses and learn how we can be healthy. And that's another way how the premiums can come down, because the people who are going to get involved with Impact Health Sharing are going to learn and already know that they want to be healthier, and they're willing to take responsibility for their health so they can live a lot healthier. So isn't that true, John? So if the majority of people that are in Impact Health Sharing are into creating better health, not only is that going to really improve their life, but it's going to make everybody's health sharing a lot less expensive.
Exactly. Impact Health Sharing represents a divine redirection from dependence to empowerment, a nonprofit model that returns healthcare to its original purpose, people caring for people. For over 5 years, Impact has proven that a community built on transparency and shared responsibility can thrive. With over 20,000 satisfied members, Impact is ready to scale to much, much more. 20 million people, 50 million people. They can use this, bringing up to 50% savings compared to traditional insurance, while giving members the freedom to choose their own providers and pursue true wellness. This is more than a financial solution. It is God's model for stewardship, compassion, and wellness, calling each of us to take part in his design for thriving, healthy, purpose-driven lives.
That's well said. Well, let me ask you, John, and right now, our traditional health insurance, you're pretty much stuck with the providers, the mainstream medical doctors that they offer to you. So with Impact Sharing, are we going to be able to also contact more what so-called alternative healthcare practitioners like functional medicine doctors and naturopathic doctors and this sort of thing, and acupuncturists? Are we going to have more access to this type of wellness practitioners?
Absolutely. You can stay with your same doctors in the healthcare system that has not worked for so many, and you can also branch out to pick your own provider. And if that's a functional medicine doctor, a lifestyle type organization with a doctor who says, I believe in inner healing, I believe in you, I believe that we are all designed on this planet to not have toxicity going into our bodies with all these medications, all these surgeries. Absolutely. You can pick your own doctor if you believe in that.
Yeah, that's a big plus. And again, back to the financial issue, the treatments, from natural healthcare and natural medicine and functional medicine is a whole lot, not only a lot more effective, but it's a lot less expensive than all these drugs and surgeries and things that the mainstream medicine offers. So that's another big plus.
Yeah, what a concept is that it's actually cheaper and less expensive to live a happier, healthier life.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a crazy thought.
How about that? Yeah. Well, it's just like I like to tell my clients, John, my wellness clients, some people complain about, eating organic food, it costs more money and all that. And I think I've told you this before, uh, but when you get a lot healthier, you're going to have a lot less health care costs. Remember, I told you I have a doctor friend. When he tells his patients they need to eat organic fruits and vegetables, and they complain about it costs more. He says, "Well, have you checked the price of cancer lately?" Yeah. So yeah, there's so many information that we need to get people to make them understand. As you like to always say, it's a big mind shift of what's really possible in our life and how far off balance and how far off of the way how things could be. So it's a really important to get all this information out to people so they can realize that there's a lot of good alternatives that are going to beneficial people, not only financially but physically as well.
Yeah, and I don't mean to laugh, because cancer is a serious chronic illness that is, our healthcare system says basically no cure, but the cure is always within us. That's where the miracles happen, is a belief in the way we were designed as human beings, that those 40 trillion plus cells that we have in our body is the best way to actually heal. And that concept doesn't hold for certain profit models because there's no money in healing from yourself. They don't get paid for you healing yourself. So that's what we're up against too. We're talking about concepts, and that's why we're talking about choices too for better health and better wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about. I know you live in Sacramento, and you've been starting to talk with the city council there, and it's like a national movement of how how city and city governments can get involved and to solve these big health challenges. So, talk a little bit more about that and what's your plan, how you're contacting these city governments.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, I actually have talked in front of the mayor and our city council, and it is a process because it's a mindset shift that people have no way of knowing that this is out there in the universe being offered. 98% of the people really don't know what we're talking about here, Rico. And what is also happening to our society is a lifestyle is a very foreign concept to people too. They say, "Oh, it takes too much work to live a thriving lifestyle that includes exercise, includes proper sleep, it includes stress management, includes eating the right foods. It also includes avoidance of toxic substances." And then the very final piece of this, because you and I both teach this, is social connection. And this is impact health sharing is all about community. It's all about supporting others. In fact, as we age, I know and you let us know this, is that as we age, one of the biggest things that we suffer from is loneliness and not having a community because our friends are dying off. Our illnesses, our chronic disease, whatever it is isolating us from the population. And so what's happening now with the loneliness part is now you have a community. You have a community of people who want to take care of each other just because that is the concept. That is the way it works. It's a nonprofit, people helping people. So that's the real cool thing about what we're offering here. So cutting edge, so innovative, but it's been something that's been long overdue, and now is the right timing.
Yeah, it's on that same topic of community. You probably heard of the blue zones, and one of the blue zones are areas and communities all around the world where the majority of the community does stay healthy and live to be well over 100 and are still healthy and can take care of themselves and function well. And one of the big reasons is because they have a tight knit community. They help, they take care of each other, and they help people to stay well and healthy. And so again, that's that's a major thing that we're beginning to start here now in the United States. We got so far out, out of connecting with our neighbors and our community, and we definitely need more of that always, and social connection and wellness connection and how we can support each other and all these things. And there's so many of the challenges that we are facing in America. There's too many of them even to talk about right now in this show. There's so many of them, but so many of them could be solved if we form strong communities that can get together and on that level, because our governments aren't going to do it. We already know that. Our government is barely functional. It's pretty dysfunctional, and it's not really doing things that are helping people on the day-to-day basis in these small communities. So it's all about communities, and impact health sharing can be a big part of that.
Yeah, that was well said, Rico, because community is what we are all about. We are social beings, and when we're going through all the problems and all the health issues that we go through today, is there's a lack of compassion for each other because we're just so involved with just surviving, is that community is lost. And that's what we can do, is when we're all working towards a common goal, and that's wellness. And that's what God designed us for. It was this loving, joyful journey that we were all gifted by God to be on. And so this is what it's all about. So yeah, I wanted to give you a quick update how this is working in Sacramento. It's going to be presented to the city council again. And what they're going to do is they're going to understand that what's their next step. And this can work in every community. In fact, I'd be very happy to, because this is the initial phase of this, is to go out to those communities and actually talk to the mayor, talk to the government officials who really understand what we've got here. Because if they just continue the way they're going on, our businesses are going to close up. We're going to have, all kinds, our hospitals are going to be crammed with sick people and broke people. It's going to be a tough way to go. That's the picture that is being painted right now. And luckily we have impact health sharing in a nonprofit model that is for the people. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be speaking in front of the mayor and the city council and let them know that we can reach businesses. We can reach those business owners who are actually giving the benefits. And this is one of the biggest benefits in businesses today, is their healthcare program, that is for their families. And now employers cannot offer this to their employees, because we're going to be looking at not only an 18 to 20% increase that has already been announced, well, here in California, but it's across the entire nation, is when these subsidies, and that's why our government is shut down right now, they cannot agree on this, is our government is really taking away those subsidies right now. As of December 31st, it's going to be another 50 to 66% increase here in California alone. I've heard in Pennsylvania, it's going to be as high as 75%. I mean, that is unbelievable that we can actually hear this, but it's going to be put into action. And us being the way we are as a nation, we're very reactive and not proactive. What we're talking now is something very proactive that is not only going to make your life easier, but it's going to take you down a path of wellness rather than unwellness.
Yeah, I think, already there's a lot of small, medium-sized businesses that can afford even to pay the healthcare costs for their employees. So it's putting a lot of small businesses actually out of business. So this is going to be a big boon for small business. And I was just thinking, of you're saying that, John, cities, they have lots of employees. So they need to take a look at this, how they can save money, on their healthcare costs for city employees.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And I'll give you some real quick examples of what we can do right at the health sharing level. And I'm going to compare it to our current insurance premiums. Right now, the average cost.
Oh, so
we're okay now.
Yeah,
so what it is $2,500 a month is where our health insurance is asking for premiums with a usually it's about a $7,000 deductible. Okay. And I'm going to compare this real quickly and real easily is with Impact Health Sharing, same doctors, same providers, everything is the same, except you can actually add on the doctors that you would like to, use instead of the ones that are being in the system. And that same premium, $2,500 premium, will be $650 with a $2,500 deductible, and that's for the entire 4 people in the family. But the numbers just keep getting better and better depending on what we can do for you, what your situation is in each household. So it's amazing, and you can actually, some of these employers can actually add on, because of our healthcare costs, they can actually offer benefits to employees where they couldn't offer them before because it was unaffordable. So that's another big time advantage. So, it's a learning period for everybody. It's a process, but this is upon us right now. This is an urgent need that needs to be addressed, and it's going to be addressed right now. And we can do this. People can enroll in this whole system. It's really easy. It takes them 15 to 20 minutes, and we can Impact Health Sharing, because they're a nonprofit, they're here to help you. And it's just as easy as enrolling online, 15, 20 minutes, or you can actually make a phone call and they will enroll you right there on the spot. So, it's very transformational is what we're doing.
Yeah, that was my question. My next question, John. What people, hopefully our audience is getting engaged and they see the benefit of this and they want to get more information. So let's give them some action steps that they should begin to get involved, like how they can endorse this and how they can recommend other people and business owners, and kind of go through these steps that people can take now.
Yes, we'll have in the notes, we will have a link, and all they have to do is just click that link and they can get a free quote. Plus, it'll tell you everything they need to know about Impact. But basically, we're telling you right now that this is a concept that is here to stay, and it's going to be growing like crazy. So, we have all kinds of informative ways to learn more about this. But know that the bottom line is we're a nonprofit versus a profit entity that we're up against, and we're all about sharing through the community a path to wellness for each one of us.
Yeah, really well said, John, and thank you for all your efforts in getting this information out to people. Well, we're just about ready to wrap it up. So I also do want to let you know that in addition to how we really want you to check this out and how you can save and get involved with this movement of Impact Health Sharing, but also again to let you know that John and I, we're here to help you with your own personal wellness programs, and that's what we do. So first of all, I want to let you know, just for being here today, I have a free gift for you. I think it's a really valuable one. I want to offer you a copy of my ebook, Real Nutrition Real Fast. It just breaks it down in really easy, simple steps how you can really take control of your nutrition and how you can eat well, and it makes it really simple for you. So again, we'll put that link in the show notes. You just got to contact me and I'll send you a copy of my book, Real Nutrition Real Fast. And then also we'll put a link. You can take our free aging assessment to find out how well you are aging. And like I always like to say, if you don't like the results, you can book a call with me and we'll just have a friendly conversation. We'll discuss whatever fitness or health or nutrition or whatever challenges you may be having. And I'll give you some quick and easy solutions to get you going on the right track. So I want to let you know too that we're here for you to help you out. We have coaching programs available as well. You can find those on our website. And so we're here to help you in every way that we possibly can.
Rico, I'd like to interject too you've been a fitness trainer for 45 years. You know the path to help people get well and to be fit and to really, know their own bodies, their own mental state as far as that goes. But what's really has changed now is, let's just say somebody's got $1,000 premium that they're paying, and we can bring that down to $400, $500. That extra money can actually be used for something like your coaching, which is not definitely not that. Your coaching is priceless. That's the way I look at it. But whatever that cost is, we can really interpret and really transpose the money that you're saving into something that is going to bring you down a healthy path. And so this is just double your pleasure as far as what you can do. It's really good. And then another thing that we do have is we have a $150 allowance. Any Impact member is $150 a month that will be taken off of your deductible for a wellness program. It can be acupuncture, it can be physical therapy, it can be massages. Anything that looks like it's going to help you be healthier is taken off as a $150 allowance. So everything that we do here is directed towards your wellness.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up and says it all. So again, we urge you, again, I always like to, in all my interviews and shows with, we always want to bring you some great information and some wisdom, but if you don't take action on what you learn, nothing happens, right? So, knowledge without action is useless. So take action. We're here to give you some trusted information that really can transform your life. So we'll give you all the contact information. So we look forward to contacting with you and being here for you and help you in every way that we possibly can. So we look forward to working with you and let's meet up soon. Let's talk. Let's see how we can work together. And so thank everybody for being here. And any last words, John?
Yes. You can see I'm trying to get that last word in, is the call to action. You just said it, Rico, and that's perfect, is we will put in the notes, not only, how you can learn more and enroll if you like, but what we're also going to